but you're doing Heavenly Hills Health full time.
Yes, full time.
This is your deal. You're all in.
All in.
How's it going since you've been doing this for a couple of years, 2.5 years or so, but you really started full time and launched the product this year in January.
Yeah.
So how's it going?
So this year we've been very blessed. We started selling in January, so we're 10.5 months in. And we've sold pretty much all we've wanted to sell so far. So we've ran through our product. We're right on schedule with what we wanted to sell so far, and moving into manufacturing come January here in Morgantown.
So right now, how does that work? Your product, do you have a co-packer that you're working with? Or?
Yeah, we have a co-packer out of state. He sends in our product, we order it, and we receive it. But next month we'll be moving into West Virginia Innovation Corporations here in Morgantown.
Oh yeah.
Old Milan building.
Yeah, man.
And we'll be start manufacturing. This will be 100% West Virginia product.
Positively West Virginia is powered by Breezeline high-speed fiber internet and sponsored by Highmark West Virginia, Freedom Key of Morgantown, Interaction Media, and Storymaker. With the help of these sponsors, we are able to share the positive business stories of West Virginians, including the one featured in today's episode.
Folks, we're visiting with Nico Del Greco. He is the owner of Heavenly Hills Health here in West Virginia. Nico, thanks for being on the program today.
Thank you for having me, Jim.
Yeah, man, it's great to have you here. You're all the way up from Bridgeport, West Virginia, Harrison County. It's great to have you and look forward to discussing your business. Nico, tell us a little bit about Heavenly Hills Health.
Yeah, so Heavenly Hills Health is a health and wellness business. We're West Virginia based, and we sell a lemonade hydration mix. It's our flagship product. Has sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. No sugar, no artificial flavors, no dyes. So it's completely clean, high quality ingredients, very bioavailable, and it's affordable. So right now we're just selling hydration mix.
Yeah, it's great. I've got a copy, or a sample, I should say, of your flagship hydration mix from Heavenly Hills Health right there. Lemonade flavor.
Yep.
So Nico, that's amazing. First of all, what's your background? You grew up here in West Virginia?
Yep. Grew up in Bridgeport. I went to Bridgeport High School, went to Bridgeport Middle School. I wrestled as I was growing up.
All right.
As I got older, I started gaining a little weight. I moved down to Florida. I was weighing 225 pounds. So I'm not a tall guy, so I wore it pretty well, the weight.
Yeah.
And, realized I need to get serious about my body and my fitness and my health.
Yeah, man.
So I worked out every single day for the past 7 years and got into supplements. When you're working out, supplements and working out goes hand in hand. So really interested in supplements and ended up creating a formula that worked out for me.
That's awesome, man. So, before we get into the details of your business, I want to just kind of and you kind of hit on the inspiration of your business, but tell us a little bit about your background. You grew up here in West Virginia.
Yeah.
You went to school at Fairmont State in what, business administration?
Yeah, business administration with a concentration in marketing.
Did you have the idea of starting a business?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I've always wanted to start my own business.
Yeah, what fueled that? In other words, like, how did you get that idea? Who was the inspiration behind that?
There's a lot of good businesses in Bridgeport, Morgantown, Fairmont, and really good people that run them. And we have a great community in the area, so I get to meet people around, and I'm like, they're great people. They do good for themselves. They do good for their family. They're good Christians, and I want to aspire to be like them. So
yeah, all right. Well, that's very cool. Because I always find it interesting, like how people get inspired to start a business. And you're a young guy. How old are you?
30.
You're 30 years old.
Yeah.
What did you do before you started this business?
So
what's your background?
We have real estate in Fairmont and Morgantown for college students. It's right next to the universities, and we renovated those properties, rehabbed them, and it's just a daily maintenance of managing those proproperties.
Yeah, that's awesome. But you're doing Heavenly Hills Health full time.
Yes, full time.
This is your deal.
Yep,
You're all in.
All in.
How's it going? Since you've been doing this for a couple of years, 2.5 years or so, but you really started full time and launched the product this year in January.
Yeah.
So how's it going?
So this year we've been very blessed. We started selling in January, so we're 10.5 months in. And we've sold pretty much all we've wanted to sell so far. So we've ran through our product. We're right on schedule with what we wanted to sell so far, and moving into manufacturing come January here in Morgantown.
So right now, how does that work? Your product, do you have a co-packer that you're working with, or?
Yeah, we have a co-packer out of state. He sends in our product, we order it, and we receive it. But next month we'll be moving into West Virginia Innovation Corporations here in Morgantown.
Oh, yeah.
Old Milan building.
Yeah, man.
And we'll be start manufacturing. This will be a 100% West Virginia product.
That's incredible. How did that come about? How did you like go from using a co-packer maybe to test your concept? Is that accurate?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
You tested your concept and you said, hey, we want to double down. We're going to go all in, and we're going to get a space here in West Virginia. And that Innovation Corporation is an incredible building. I mean,
Yes, it is.
So do you have like certain square footage over there? Tell us a little bit about how that all came about.
So I'm going to reverse a little bit. So I have a circulation issue where my hands and feet go cold and turn purple.
Okay.
So I was getting to the point where it was getting really bad, probably 3 years ago, a little bit around COVID. And so I went to the doctors and was getting different prescription medications to just like anyone when they have a health issue.
Yeah.
And the side effects of the medication were causing more harm than good. Yeah. So I was looking for other solutions, beetroot juice, electrolytes, and I ended up finding that electrolytes helped me. Yeah. And they gave me circulation throughout the day and nights whenever I mostly had the issues with the purple hands.
Okay, yeah.
And so when I found that the electrolytes were helping me some, I realized that I don't necessarily want to be taking extra sugar, artificial flavors, dyes, inadequate electrolytes. So started tinkering with the different formulations of electrolytes.
Yourself?
Yeah.
And you're not necessarily a chemist?
No, not a chemist at all. Yeah, definitely not. So that's why it took me a year and a half to get to market. So I was testing and going through different products and different formulations and different forms of electrolytes to find the right combination. And what we come to was sodium citrate, calcium citrate, magnesium glycinate, and potassium gluconate. So what those are just bioavailable forms of those electrolytes and minerals. Yeah. And put those together and created a bioavailable, sugar-free, artificial flavor-free, dye-free hydration mix.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
And thanks for bringing a sample
yes, of course.
along too. And all right, so that's very cool. You mentioned this is your flagship product. And what is the vision that you have for long-term other products? How does that work?
Yeah, so we would like to be a name brand supplement brand in West Virginia. Yeah. We want to be a pillar of health that's associated with fitness in West Virginia. I mean, that's the long-term goal. Mm-hmm. Right now, we're just focused on the North Central West Virginia part, and we want to focus on our communities, Harrison, Marion, Monongalia counties, and then expand from there. So we have a big health and fitness community in our area. I think West Virginia gets a bad rap about how healthy we are as a state, but in our area, I think we have a ton of health and fitness enthusiasts.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there because, I think it's definitely, and we interview entrepreneurs and small business owners, and we have audience all across the state of West Virginia. But I do feel like we are in a pocket of health. We've got some of the best healthcare available, with WVU Medicine, UHC in Harrison County, where you're located, and others. Great access to healthcare here, right? So I think that helps. But I think there's also the folks that work in those places and the employees and their families. They tend to want to pursue that as well.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
And so I think we are in a little bit of a pocket here of health.
I agree.
But if you travel out, especially in the southern part of the state, there's some work that needs to be done.
Yeah, you start seeing the results of what the national media is telling about West Virginia, that we don't take care of ourselves. We eat a lot of processed foods and don't necessarily exercise as much as we could.
Absolutely. Nico, we're going to take a quick break. This is Positively West Virginia. We'll be right back.
Your prescriptions are designed to keep you healthy, active, full of life. At Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, we're making vital medicine more affordable. Because when your prescriptions don't cost an arm and a leg, you can use those limbs for something more meaningful. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, West Virginia.
At Freedom Kia, you'll find the perfect ride and savings for your summer adventures. This summer, dive into savings and fun. Just down the road is the Aquatic Center at Milan Park, where you can cool off and have some fun.
Find what you have been searching for in the 2024 Kia Telluride right now at Freedom Kia of Morgantown. Qualified buyers can save $2,500 on the 2024 Kia Telluride. For your next new Kia, look no further than Freedom Kia, exit I-79, exit 153, Morgantown.
Folks, we're back. We're visiting with Nico Del Greco. His company is Heavenly Hills Health right here in West Virginia. Nico, thanks again for being on the show. We were talking right before the break about West Virginia and the bad rap that we get for health, especially with things like diabetes, obesity, heart disease, COPD. The list goes on and on and on, right? And back in 2010, I believe, there was a book written by a New York Times reporter, Dan Hurley, and the book was called Diabetes Rising. And in that book, he was kind of documenting the fact that our food supply is being poisoned, right, with chemicals and bioengineered foods, GMOs, all that kind of stuff. But it was really interesting that he documented West Virginia in this book as one of the areas that was like a hotbed of diabetes, right? Which we knew this, right? Yeah. But he did a deep dive, and he landed physically in Logan, West Virginia, Logan County, the town of Logan, West Virginia, and he was kind of perplexed by the amount of fast food restaurants within that little geographic area. So he started doing some research on that and learned that Logan, West Virginia had the highest density of fast food restaurants in the country, but also something that was very surprising, and I'll never forget this fact, this is 14 years ago, but in that book, he said that the Walmart in Logan, West Virginia sold more Little Debbie's snack cakes than any retail outlet in the country.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And it was just like, that was kind of a mind-blowing thing.
Yes, it is.
And all I could think about is, well, access to healthcare, access to quality foods, access to good supplements, which is what you're doing. Yeah. High quality supplements is very important in terms of fighting some of these health problems we have. So my hat's off to you. I think you've got a noble cause. It's a big lift, right?
Definitely a big lift.
Try to change the health of West Virginia. But I thought that was something maybe just could spur somebody, maybe some other discussion about diabetes and the health of West Virginians overall.
And that's another stigma of West Virginia that we don't have. We're a poor state, and so affordability. Little Debbie's are super affordable. I mean, they're like $1.50 a pack.
I remember when they were 25 cents. For a fudge round or a oatmeal cream pie, right? But 100%. And but I do think that even like you're proving, having affordable supplements can be a thing. Yeah, it doesn't have to. Be unaffordable or unobtainable.
No, and the synonymous of high quality, affordability, and clean, it's hard to find those three synonymous in a supplement. So creating that is unique in itself. Yeah,
I think that's super cool. And the fact that you're doing it here in West Virginia, you're from here, and you're trying to change that, I think that's really cool. So if you could break it down, I always ask people to give their 30-second pitch for Heavenly Hills Health. Can you do that in 30 seconds?
Oh, yeah.
Tell us what you do.
So if you're drinking electrolytes already, and typically we've all had Gatorade before, and it's full of sugar, artificial flavors, and dyes. I mean, I think we're now learning that those things are not good for us and that they have detrimental effects to our health. But we're also learning at the same time, I think a lot of people are opening their eyes to how important electrolytes are. And that's kind of been a shocking thing going to all these events. How many people are already taking electrolytes and are already aware of electrolytes, aware of the benefits, that it's good for mental, physical, your nerve function, health function, your organs, blood circulation, getting the waste out of your cells, the nutrients into your cells, good for muscle contraction, muscle relaxation. I mean, the list goes on for what electrolytes can help with. And I've been surprised with how many people already know about it and already had taken it.
Yeah. What would you say is the thing, Nico, that you're most excited about for Heavenly Hills Health right now?
Oh, this next chapter is going to be super big. I love it. I'm super excited. I love our state first and foremost. Our state is very important to me and very dear to me. So creating 100% West Virginia product, that was a goal. That was a 3-year goal, but it's now turned into a 1-year goal. Wow. So it's something I'm really excited for.
How did you get to that point so quickly?
First off, we hit all our marks for sales. That was just a plus, but really it was the co-packer who's forced us into kind of manufacturing early, which is fine because, like I said, this was our plan all along. But it's just sooner than later.
Yeah, are you able to be specific? Like,
I can. I don't like putting people down. But
you don't have to do that. But just
some products they sent us was we were missing probably about like 15 hydration mixes. Another 8 came in dented. Probably another 6 were upside down. So it was just little things here and there. We just lost money in the purchase, you know.
Like, it's time to gain control. Let's do it.
Yeah, next order is going to be bigger, so why would I risk having twice as much destroyed?
Yeah, I think that's a good way of. It's almost like an adversity type of situation. Kind of that was like your. They say necessity is the mother of invention, right?
Yeah.
This was like adversity is the mother of
Without
invention.
a doubt, yeah.
That's pretty cool. So you've been in business now, 2.5 years basically, working on this, bringing it to market now. What's the most interesting thing you've learned about business?
Probably that supplements are harder to sell than like a shirt or a shoe. So it's like you got to build like a trust, you know what I mean? Because people are very particular about what they put in their body, and they should be. So people who are interested,
especially your target audience.
Yes, especially my target audience.
That's the thing.
Yeah, they're big into like what goes into their body and who they trust to put into their body. So,
with
like,
all due respect, if you were selling hot dogs, it would be easy.
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier. Yeah. People are hungry, so they want hot dogs.
Yeah,
you know, it's
right.
Electrolytes. There's not really like there's not a direct benefit that you see externally.
But the audience that you're trying to sell to, they're concerned about those things.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and they're interested in improving their health.
Yeah, I think that's super cool. So, I think, we talked a little bit about misconceptions in West Virginia, et cetera, health, fitness, and all that. What about the idea of electrolytes? I tend to think like when it's 95 degrees and humid outside is when I really need to take advantage of electrolytes. But is it true that you need them all the time?
Yeah.
Even in the cold weather?
Yeah, you do. In an ideal world, we're getting our electrolytes through our food. So different food sources, we're getting different electrolytes from. But unfortunately, American diet's not set up for we're all getting the necessary electrolytes per day. Yeah. So we need supplements to help us get to those levels.
And hydration is such an important thing.
Oh, yeah.
In any type of physical activity,
yes.
Whether you're working outside in construction. I had a construction project going on all summer, and the amount of Gatorade bottles on the job site, I was like, okay, these guys are at least taking care of that.
Yeah.
But, did we talk about sugar content in your product?
Yeah, so zero sugar, sweetened with stevia.
Okay, great. What's the benefit of that?
No sugar?
Yeah.
It's just
stevia.
Just that you still get the sweet taste and it still tastes good without the sugar.
Yeah.
So without the glucose spice, without the blood sugar spike.
Yeah. So you've got the formula figured out. Now, we did talk a little bit about the future and some additional products coming.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about that in depth?
Yeah. So our next 2 products, we've only talked about one publicly, and it's the pre-workout. So we have a pre-workout dropping in January. We move into, like I said, West Virginia Innovation Corporations, and we'll be manufacturing our product there. We also have a creatine monohydrate dropping at the same time.
Wonderful.
So we'll have a pre-workout, and they both will be clean, high quality, and affordable, same as the electrolyte mix.
Yeah, I love it. Now, do you sell your product retail, or is it direct to consumer? How does that work?
So right now, we've just been selling online mainly on our website, and we go to all local events in Bridgeport, Fairmont, Morgantown.
Like fitness events?
Yeah, fitness events, runs, races, strongman events, lifting events, any event that a gym might have will be at there. Yeah. So different kind of events that would be applicable to our customer base.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Nico Del Greco is our guest. This is Positively West Virginia. We'll be right back.
My name's Caitlin Furby. I'm an interior designer with Remarkable Interiors. Our time is very limited. We're trying to do everything we can possible to keep our clients' projects moving and rolling. So Storymaker has been really great for us for putting out how to explain our company. I can sit and agonize about a post. And is this right? Does this sound good? When I use Storymaker, it sounds so beautiful, and it was so easy, and it saves me a lot of time to do the things that I'm really good at.
Stay connected with an unbeatable deal from Breezeline. Get reliable, fiber-powered 500 megabits internet for $39.99 per month with a $100 gift card and price lock guarantee, plus a free modem, free installation, and free Wi-Fi your way. Folks, here at Interaction Media, we're a media company, and we rely on high-speed internet every single day to get our jobs done. That's why we use Breezeline. It's affordable, it's fast, and they're awesome people as well. Learn more at breezeline.com. Folks, we're visiting with Nico Del Greco. He is the owner of Heavenly Hills Health here in West Virginia. Nico, how do you get the word out? You mentioned going to these events. Is that primarily your word of mouth marketing? Talk a little bit about how you get new customers.
Yeah, for sure. Event marketing is the main way that we get customers. Referral and word of mouth is probably the second. So we have rarely put any money into marketing this year. So it's all been referral, word of mouth, networking.
Well, it's hard to, right?
Yeah.
Because you gotta break through. And I would imagine when you're at these events, I'm putting, my spin on this, but I'm imagining that it's like giving a sample.
Yes.
Try our product.
Yes, for sure.
And that's probably a very important thing.
Yes.
People want to taste it. How does it taste? Is it good flavor? They look at the ingredients. You get the product in their hands. More importantly, get it in their mouth.
Yeah, yeah, because you can see 1,000 people at an event, but if you only have 30 people stop, that's your metric right there. If someone's not trying it, you can't judge whether or not they're buying it or not.
What kind of feedback do you get?
Everyone's really like the taste. They like that it's 500 milligrams of sodium. Yeah. They like that it's no sugar. A lot of people are very concerned with their sugar going into these next few years. We're coming into a health trend kind of society where everyone's kind of waking up to their health consciousness.
Like that, right?
Yeah.
And I think part of the national media, you have Robert Kennedy Jr. talking about all these additives in the American diet. And, honestly, I don't want to necessarily preach this because I'm not 100% perfect, but I tend to look at whatever I put into my mouth as being fuel for my body. Much like when you look at, like, say if you had a high performance vehicle, like a BMW or a Mercedes or something, you don't want to put crappy fuel, that's got water in it or additives, right?
Yeah.
You want the highest caliber fuel that you can put in that thing. And that's the way you got to look at your body.
I agree.
Like, what are you putting in here? Because that's going to give you the performance that you need, whether it's in the gym or at work, taking care of your kids, right? If you're a grandparent, getting up and down the steps, right? I mean, that's the fuel.
Yeah.
Is what our food and our what we drink.
Yeah, and it's how we fuel our brains as well.
That's right. Yeah, 100%. So I think again, what I think what you're doing is really cool. So I want to talk a little bit about leadership. I love to talk leadership. You're a business leader here in West Virginia. Nico, what do you think is the most important attribute of a successful business leader today?
I would say perseverance. So the path of entrepreneurship is not a straight path. It's not an easy path to the door of success. You're going to run into a wall. You're going to run into a wall or two, and you're going to have to knock on that wall, find a solution, knock on that wall, make a plan, knock on that wall, and finally attack the plan. You gotta go after it.
Yeah, we were just talking in a team meeting just today about failing forward. Because you're going to fail.
Yes.
You're an entrepreneur. You're breaking new ground every day, probably.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail, but the idea is to fail forward,
yes,
not backward. Don't let it knock you back, but learn from the mistake, right? And then once you learn from that, then you've got a lesson, and the lesson is proof in the fact that you're not doing it again. Right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
If you keep making the mistake over and over, and that's not good. But if you could fail fast. I talk about that a lot here, is make those mistakes early, learn from them, and just quickly, move on to the next thing, and don't repeat the mistake. Obviously, I'm kind of speaking in, obvious, Captain Obvious over here, but you get the point. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, as a young person, this is your first entrepreneurial venture?
Yes, it is.
Other than your real estate? Which isn't, that's difficult in itself. But what piece of advice would you give to somebody maybe here in West Virginia that's maybe thinking about, hey, I've got this idea. I've fallen in love with this problem, right? In your case, you had a health issue. You were trying to create a supplement that you could take that would be beneficial to your own health, but then share it with others. But what kind of advice would you give somebody thinking about starting a business?
Go get it. Go get it. Go after it. Go attack it. Like I said before, make a plan. At some point, you got to attack that plan, though. It can't just be all planning, all phone calls and inquiries. At some point, you just got to put the rubber to the road and go.
When did you know that?
So once like I said, there was a year and a half where I was testing out the product, trying to get it right, nitpicking. And once I finally realized that, like, okay, I can't nitpick anymore. This is as good as it's going to get. I got to go. This has helped me enough, so it can help other people as well.
Yeah. That's awesome. And when you did that, then you're basically all in.
Yeah, I was all in. Yeah, at that point, it was all in.
I love it. And, a lot of times people can get bogged down in their business plan, or maybe they're you hear it classified as paralysis by analysis.
Yeah.
You're looking at the data,
Yeah.
you're looking at this and that. At some point, like you said, you just got to go.
Yeah.
And I like that advice a lot. So thank you for sharing that. What, first of all, I've appreciated you coming in. This is really cool. We met a couple of weeks ago and I was like, I got to get you on the podcast. Heavenly Hills Health. We've covered a lot in this interview, Nico. Is there anything else you think our listeners should know about you or your hydration mix and your company?
Well, if you are already drinking Gatorade or Element or Liquid IV or any other popular sports drink, I would just ask that you check out our website and see how we compare. Simple as that. I would say that you see how we would match up. Give us a try. See us at one of the local events, the Mon County Fair, any of the Humane Society events, West Virginia Fitness, any other events. We're always at there. Live Hard Strength Club, if you're in Kingwood, we go there all the time.
You're a hardworking guy. You're everywhere.
Yeah, we go as many places as who will take us,
That's very cool. Now, do you have employees?
No employees right now, but as soon as we get into manufacturing, we'll need employees.
Yeah, that's super cool. As we close out our time, Nico, how can our listeners learn more about you and perhaps even get in touch with you?
They can follow us on Instagram at Heavenly Hills Health, or they can go to our website at heavenlyhillshealth.com.
Yeah, it's great. And we'll make sure we have those listed in the show notes and give you a shout out when we publish these on social media as well. Nico Del Greco is our guest today with Heavenly Hills Health. Nico, it's been an honor to have you on the program. I think what you're doing is super cool. I love the fitness aspect and trying to make West Virginia healthier. So thank you for that. And I just want to encourage you to keep up the great work.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate you.
We'd like to thank our partners, Highmark West Virginia, Freedom Kia of Morgantown, Interaction Media, Storymaker, and our studio sponsor, Breezeline, for helping to share these positive stories. If you'd like to become a sponsor of the Positively West Virginia podcast, visit positively.wv.com/sponsor.
Folks, that's a wrap on another episode of Positively West Virginia. If you or someone you know would be a great guest on the show, drop us a line on our website at positivelywv.com. And of course, we appreciate your encouragement, your reviews, and your sharing these stories, just like Nico Del Greco's and Heavenly Hills Health along the way. On behalf of our entire Positively West Virginia team, including our producer today, Mr. Hampton Hill, behind the controls, I'm your host, Jim Matuga. Stay positive, West Virginia. Hampton.